Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. During the live look-in, Boschetti just tried to do a sit-up. Guys, we got to be careful. Mike, are you all right? Don't die on the show.
No, I'm perfectly fine because, I'm getting a kick out of Fred. He's awesome. He's so funny because, my mom thought I was challenged. And
Right. People do that. They go, you think you're an idiot. Fred, you think you hate yourself.
No, the worst one, people think you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, now, wait a minute. This is another great story. The great Fred Stoller. I actually told this on the Stern Show. You reminded me about this. You did, for a long time, Christina Applegate of Married with Children fame. Very hot. That she hosted Mad TV when I was there. And I tell a story in my first book. I pleasured myself to Christina Applegate 2 feet from her. She was talking to the dressing rooms were not trailers. They were doors, actual rooms. And my dressing room was right next to the wardrobe department. So she was talking to the people from wardrobe about a fitting. And she was so hot. This was 1995 or 96. And she's talking to the woman, and she was in this sexy outfit. I closed my door. I said, hi, guys, hi. And I literally, I put a towel down, and like when Mike eats, and I sat on a towel next to the door, and I heard her voice, her actual voice, and pleasured myself to her. So, like, she didn't realize that I was 2 feet from her. 2 feet from her.
Wow.
And I pleasured myself. Anyway, I'm sorry to tell that story. But, I was waiting there like a spider.
The thing is, the thing that made, I have abandonment
So anyway,
issues.
Christina Applegate had a sitcom called Jessie. And Fred Stoller, when he guest starred on The Norm Show, told us this story about working with Christina Applegate.
My book about being on all the different shows, there's different crazy things that happen. And, so I played a schmucky delivery guy,
right,
schmucky. And
shock delivery guy.
Right. And the AD, people who don't know, assistant director, you think means someone with a hat, like a whip,
hat.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're just saying, get over there, Fred,
They're literally just like cattle movers.
Yeah, Fred, sign out. Fred, do this. So she goes, Fred, into the room for the group prayer. What are you talking about? Because it's mandatory. Everyone has to hold hands and do the group prayer
before the taping.
So you had to do a prayer, and like Fred, go to makeup. Fred, go to prayer. So
because she was religious at that point in her life.
I think it was
so everybody in the cast
had to hold hands. The crew, and it wasn't a religion. It was just some vague stuff like. And I remember I had to wear like a big kind of Parker.
Did she give you stuff written down to say?
No. You all held hands, and she said stuff. And if anyone had something to say, I remember there was this black guy in the show, and in fact, he's black has nothing to do with the story. But
except for your insane racism.
But painting the picture. So there was going to be a hurricane, and where his mother lives in South Carolina, and everyone has something to say. And he goes, and please pray for my mother in Carolina. And when you see me on the set, think of my mother. And I'm going, when I see you on the set, I got to think of my lines. I can't think of your mother.
Oh, my God.
And so she goes, so I'm wearing a big Parker because the joke was that I knock on her door and it's cold, and she thinks I'm her attractive boyfriend, and she hugs me, and she's repulsed because it's Fred.
That's the joke. Don't you get it, Fred? She thinks you're a regular-looking person, and the joke is it's you, and she's grossed out.
And so then she was going, and this show is real. There's nothing cartoony in it. We're doing a real good thing. We're helping heal people. And I'm in a Parker and holding hands and bobbing my head.
We're helping heal people. We got to do that here, guys. Let's have a group prayer. We're helping heal people. How pompous, and pretentious bore. Like that is, these stories are Hollywood.
When I was on Friends, I did it taken away, and Matt LeBlanc goes, no, what you did was too sitcom-y. And I wanted to go, what are we on?
We're on the king of all sitcoms.
Yes.
What you're doing is, who said that?
Matt LeBlanc. He goes, too sitcom-y.
Of all people.
Hey, I'm Joey.
Matt LeBlanc Joey from Friends. What are you doing to sitcom?
Well-
we want you to be more Kubrickian.
Well, you know,
Do it more like Stanley Kubrick.
in my book, there's a lot of stuff about Norm in it.
Yeah.
And there were two things where I didn't say it was Norm. Maybe I should, because he actually did something nice.
Oh, yeah.
And where on a sitcom, you get notes from everyone. The stars, no, you do it like this. The directors,
Right.
the producer.
And it's odd. In every other medium, well, except maybe a play. I never really did it like an important play, but in movies, the director's notes are the most important. In sitcoms, the writer's notes seem
But
to be
all
more
day
important.
long-
A director is more of a tech guy. On
But
a
all day
sitcom.
long on the set, everyone's telling you something different, like do
Right.
this. And the director, remember there was on Norm, the director says, look at her ass. You know, just look. And
Yeah.
so they said at the, they have a meeting with all the producers, and Norm was there saying, let's fire that guy. He was being weird. He was being over the top. And Norm said to the director, aren't you the one who told him to do that? He goes, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what directors do. They give the
And they don't own up that it was them. They fire the guy.
and they get paid an insane amount of money
to do something like move. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, no. I'm saying directors in sitcoms get paid. They're overpaid.
But it's not like I have a vision like Coppola.
Right, of course. And in movies, they're very respected. In sitcoms, they're not, unless you look at their paycheck. Their paycheck is insanely respectful because it's a ton of money for doing stuff that, it's like anybody could do.
You stand there, Fred, because when Norm, spits,
Right.
you have the spit goes by you. Like.
You know what I used to try to do was Norm was so funny and his timing was so funny as a comedic performer. I would listen to notes Norm would give me in a scene, or like Laurie Metcalf was on that show, and one of the most brilliant actresses I ever saw in my life. And talk about being able to do sitcom stuff or movie stuff, whatever. And she played Roseanne's sister on Roseanne's show for a long time. He's brilliant.
That made me laugh. Like, hey, Archie
Do you know who she
Bunker.
is?
No.
Do you know who she is?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
Yeah, I
he's
do,
not
I
a
do.
showbiz guy.
I do.
Doesn't care.
Yeah, I know.
But Lori, was on that for like 8 years. It was amazing, and she played a great role on the Norm Show. She was always funny. She was one of those actresses on a sitcom that could take a bad script and make it good. She was so good. So I would do that. I would listen to people like that for notes, like Lori, or if you were nice enough to give me one, I would listen to you because I find you funny. But your role on that show was just being silent.
Yeah, I had to
Right.
just talk really slowly.
Really slowly,
And not hear things.
It's good stuff.
Oh, it's-
Always good stuff. We're going to take another quick break and stick around. You can stick around for a while, right?
All right, yeah.
Yeah, the great Fred Stoller is going to hang out.
Not the Tic Tac.